Likkutei Vaetchanan, page 4, bottom of the first column, Eis Gimel. We just started it, so we'll start again, Eis Gimel. So he's explained before that tefillah is Mamata Lamaila, and that's the whole union of not that you transform the Nefesh Habam also to one Elukus and so on. So he says, what is the mitzvah of learning Torah? Even learning something he doesn't even know. If that's what the din Torah is, the halacha is going to be, okay? Even you learn Torah, you don't even know what the outcome of the Gemara is going to be. Even something that's totally irrelevant in action. Okay, this we're up to now. The inyan is as follows. Why l'cheira is learning Torah mitzvah if you don't know it, if you don't see the relevance of it, or it's not practical or anything like that? So he says the inyan is as follows. Ki Talmud Torah is rakam shochem esrusa delayla. Unlike tefillah, which is the avodah mamato l'mayla, from the Jew becoming closer to Hashem, like a korban. You burn the korban on the mizbeach, it goes up. But Torah is bringing the word of Hashem down here. Like it says, Hashem said, my words that I'm putting in your mouth. So it's not the Jew elevating to Hashem, it's bringing Hashem down. And this bringing down of Kedusha. Does not come through a davei daviyid, because it's not something that the awakening from below, the Aved of the Jew, can reach. Because Torah is Devarai, my words, meaning it's the essence of Hashem that Aveda doesn't have the ability to bring down. Only by learning Torah, the combination of the letters, does he bring down that level of Kedusha. So in other words, like this, davening is the Aved of the Jew. Therefore, what level of Elukus does davening reach? The level that Aved could reach. Torah, though, is bringing down Elukus, which is higher than what the Aved of a Jew could reach. Therefore, you don't have this Rusa de Lasato. We say in Ashrei, Karev Hashem l'chol Karev Hashem is close to all who call him. Those that call him with truth, and as Chazal say, vein emes elo Torah.
Torah is differentiated from the Hashem.
Yeah, but he says that level of Torah, even if it's not Dvar Hashem zu halacha, even if it's not halacha. You're learning Torah. You're just learning Torah, things that are totally, now you learn about Kotshim or the Korban, whatever. It's totally not relevant. In practical halacha, it's not relevant. Nevertheless, it's still the words of Hashem that you're bringing down from this lofty level. Like it says, and the Pasuk Vayichtav Moshe, Sheidei HaTorah, through learning Torah. Kedo Mamshe B'chinas Havaya. It says like this, Kol HaKedo V'Sheina, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kedo V'Sheina Connected. What does that mean? It says, when you learn, Hashem is you call Hashem learning, or you're learning Mishnah, so that Hashem is talking to you back. Now, obviously, what does that mean? So what it means is, just when you call somebody, the person comes to you, turns to you, comes to you. When a person learns Torah, they're calling Hashem, meaning they're bringing down this revelation of Elukus down here. Therefore, the expression is not so much. The Gemara doesn't say Kol Alei Torah Kadosh Baruch. It says Kol HaKedo V'Sheina. If you're calling Hashem, meaning learning, but you're calling him, he comes down to you. And this is what it means. These words that I'm commanding you today should be on your heart. V'dibarta bam shegam advarim asher anochi mishanechi mitzavcha. What does it say? Asher anechi mitzavcha hayem. Which level are we bringing down? The level of anechi. That level of anechi. That this level of anechi mitzavcha hayem, that I'm binding myself to you today. How does that happen? Through the dibar tabam. Through Torah, you bring down that higher level of elokus. What?
Does it make a difference if what you learn?
No.
Halacha l'maisa. No, what I'm saying is, halacha l'maisa is something that's practical, you can actually fulfill, as opposed to, let's say, learning in a very esoteric, things that we really can't.
Here he's talking about not the practicality of Torah. He's talking about learning Torah as learning Torah. Any aspect of Torah that you learn, you're bringing down this level of elokus.
So what's the difference with saying a bracha? When we say bracha, we say Baruch Atah Hashem. We bring that. That's the so. We bring that on.
Correct, but it's still not the same level as Torah. Tefillah and bracha is still, bracha is also, by the way, bringing down elokus. But it's not the same as learning Torah. Learning Torah, because Torah and Hashem are one, not only because Huva Chachma Se'echad, but it's like the toy, like the Medrash says, the Shashui Amelo Batzmul say, it's the toy that Hashem plays with himself. That level of, that's Tainuk. It's a much deeper level of Elokus through learning Torah. Kiva Dibarta Bam, what does it mean, Dibarta? Loshin Hanhoga Vamshacha. Dibarta means speak, but it means also Yabir Amim, that the nation will bring down. Klaimer kivom ba'atzmam tedaber. You will speak in the words of Hashem. The tamshechem through Torah bring down anechi misha anechi. Sheo b'chinas esurusa the le'ela, which is the awakening from above. Shenasa shleya de esurusa the l'sate cloud. That doesn't at all come through the aveda of a Jew. Meaning, Torah is bringing down a level of elokus that aveda cannot reach. There's Avodah that has a certain level that it can reach. Based on your Avodah, that's what you reach. More Avodah, you reach higher. Less Avodah, you reach lower. But because it's Avodah that the Jew does, no matter what they're doing, it's still limited. Because it's Avodah of the Jew. Then you have the higher level of Elokus, which is brought down, that's not even through the Avodah of the Jew. He says that's Talmud Torah. Minei shi l'may mesusa de l'sata. Because it's infinitely greater than the Surusa Lusata, where Surusa Lusata can't even reach there. So 1 second, where does this parentheses end? Okay, skip like 10 lines. This is what the pasuk continues. Moshe ben after Vaetchanan, he says, Hashem Elokim Ata Chilaisa, you began Laharis Esavtecha to show your servant, so on and so forth. Ki Moshe Kibul Torah Misinai. Moshe, when did Hashem begin showing Moshe Rabbeinu? It says Hashem, you began showing me Ata Chilaisa as God Lechovas Yodcha Chazaka, right? All that. Mishamu Ata Chilaisa Serusa Deleila Bilvat. Therefore, that came through an Esrusa de Leila. But it's interesting, Chassidus explains, when you had the 49 days of Omer, you had the Aveda that they did, the 49 Avedas, yeah? The 50th level is a level that Aveda can't reach. Aveda, the Mentes level, Sharibin or whatever, yeah, can't reach the Shara Chamishim. Shara Chamishim is a gift from above. In other words, it's not based on your avodah, but because Hashem, because you work so much, then you get a gift from above, which is more than you worked. In other words, the Gemara has an expression: if you didn't do for the person something good, he's not going to give you a matana. In other words, like this: you work for somebody, he pays you. Okay? The payment is based on your work. Whatever you made up is what he's going to give you. Then you have a bonus. Yeah, a bonus is not based on your work. A bonus is a gift from above. He's not paying you for your work. But the work caused to get this gift, which is nothing to do with your work, which is greater than what you did. That's the definition of a bonus. So Chassidus explains, the Mem test, the 49 days of Sfiras Ha'emen, which was Mamato Lamaila, right, that whole Aveda, then came the Sirus Delay from above, which is nothing to do with the level of Aveda, because Aveda can't reach there. So therefore, in a practical sense, in a daily basis, Sfiras Ha'emen is like Tefillah. It's like davening. It's Aveda Mamato Lamaila. By the way, even in that, even in Sfiras Ha'emen, there's a machlokes in Kabbalah. If the first day is Chesed Sheba Chesed, and it goes down all the way to Malchus Sheba Malchus, or one opinion Kabbalah holds it's Malchus Sheba Malchus is the first day, and then it goes all the way up to Chesed Sheba Chesed, which is the last day. The pearl, well, I can't say you can't paskin in Kabbalah, but the pearl, the way it is, Momailo Lamato, Momato Lamailo. Yeah. So that's the Avodah here he's saying.
But you need to have the 49 before you get the 50.
But the 50th is not a level that's connected to the 49. That's what the concept.
What if you're on 32? It's still 50 helps you.
As long as you're going up. As long as you're going up.
But you're in 32 level.
I understand. But you're not 32 going down, you're 32 going up.
Still 50 helps.
Yeah? Yeah.
If a person has just a certain amount of time to learn, right, Torah, talking about, what does he learn? Does he learn, let's say, halacha? Does he learn, let's say, a chassidus? I don't know.
So the Rebbe Rashab was asked, if a guy has an hour a day to learn, what should he learn? Yeah. Should he learn Gemara or Chassidus? And the Rebbe Rashab answered, he should learn Chassidus. Why? Because then you'll realize you have another hour to learn. That's all.
Rabbi, if a person's even going down from 32 to down, you still get 50. 50 has nothing to do with before.
Yeah, but if you don't come to work, you're not going to get a bonus.
So there is a connection with 50 to the day before.
It's not. It's something that because you did it, it's not something that it's based on your avodah. It's a level which is a gift from above that has nothing to do. A gift is not something the person deserved. If a guy worked and he didn't get the bonus, he can't have any tinus. Can't have any complaints that I didn't get a bonus. I paid you for your work. You didn't get paid for the work, you can have a tina. But the guy got paid for the work, so the bonus has nothing to do with work.
So if you don't keep the 7 weeks, there is no issue no matter what.
Because the Eibishter is, in his infinite kindness, is going to give, but you know what? You're not going to be a vessel for it. So it'll be pouring. But you didn't cultivate the field. You didn't plant it. Nothing's going to grow. Big deal. That doesn't mean the rain's not coming.
So the 49 laws are for us to make our vessel.
Correct.
50th is coming no matter what.
50th is a gilum a mile. Even Moshe Rabbeinu in a guf couldn't reach 50. He only reached 49.
But Torah learning you could reach 50?
We're talking about different Moshe Rabbeinus and different 49s. And 50, yeah. But Torah you reached the 50th. But because that's a gift from above, it's Rusa del Eila. But again, you're still not going to have a keli for it. You're going to get the revelation from above. It ain't going nowhere. It's the difference we learn between dew and rain. Rain is dependent on your avodah. Im shemaya tishmu, zem v'nosati mitar artzichem. Yisham v'lochem v'chod af Hashem v'atzar s'shmayim v'lo yiyamata. So if you behave, you get rain. You don't behave, you don't get rain. But tal, on the other hand, lo yinatze, tal will always be. Because tal comes from a level of elukus, which has nothing to do with avodah. And that's the limit of Torah. And that's what it says. The hardest is after Kimesha Kibbutz Torah Sinai. You only began it. Now he says something else. Even to have an Asirusa de Lasata, even to have an awakening from below, you need the awakening from above. Remember we learned, Vayikra Moshe, then it could be Adam Ki Yakriv. First you need the Gilui from above. Asirusa Tzarech Liyas Chila, Asirusa de Leil, Shubachin is Baskol Yetzis Mehar Chayrev, Ha'adam no Maila, to have the level of tshuva. He said, why does a person out of the clear blue decide to become better in Torah mitzvahs? Or better person also, that's also Torah mitzvahs. Why? Because it's a baskol that comes out from Har Sinai, Har Chayrev, yeah, and says, do tshuva. Tshuva vanu sherivim, vilda chayis, we do tshuva, return. What is the I? We don't hear it. That is the that's the Vayikra Moshe. That's Hashem calling to every single Jew. But there's a difference. In other words, like this. In the Maimah we learned Adam Ki Yakriv, right? First Maimah of Likkutei Torah. Adam Ki Yakriv over there, the Maimah, the Alter Rebbe explains that you have the Aveda of a person. What stimulates that Aveda? That's Vayikra Moshe. That's the baskol that comes from heaven. The Neshama hears it. That stimulates the neshama. Okay? Then you have the avoid of the Yisurusa and Lasata. Then you have Reich Nechech Hashem. Then you have the ultimate revelation, the Yisurusa del Eil of Hashem. But the second awakening from above, the second Gilui from above, is infinitely greater than the first one. The first one was just a push to get you going. You know, the push to get you going. But then you do your avodah, then the Yisurusa del Eila that you get afterwards is Asher Nechi Metzav Chayim Baruch Ata Havaya, that you bring down that level of Elokus. That's much greater than the initials to Yisurusa del Eila, which was just there to get you a push.
Why is it that some people have the zechut to hear from Moshe Rabbeinu, and some people don't? Or is it that everybody hears it, but some people are wrong?
What, hear what? The baskol?
Yes.
Every Jew hears it. The Neshama, I'm saying, hears it.
Moshe Rabbeinu reached the 50th level. Was that the gift from Hashem, or you reached?
When he died, when the Neshama left the body, he had a gift.
After he died,
Yeah.
Not before he died?
That's what the Maggid says. He was buried in Har Navai, Nun Boy.
That happened before he passed away?
No, when he died, he was buried. He wasn't buried before he died. Most people are not. Some people are buried alive. But
He's a unique individual who got it at the 50th level because he achieved 49 and he comes on.
correct. But that level exists in Moshe Rabbeinu of every generation. We're just in Perek Mem Beis of Tanya, when the Alter Rebbe says every Jew has a Moshe Rabbeinu within them. So that level in the Jew also, the Moshe Rabbeinu, but by us it's hidden, by the Rebbe it's revealed. By us Yechidah Shebenefesh is hidden, and by a Rebbe Yechidah Shebenefesh is always revealed. It's a whole different level. Okay. Therefore, the Chachamim institute the Berachas HaMitzvahs, that the Berachas HaMitzvahs over Lasiyasim before you do them. Right? You make a bracha before you do the mitzvah. Once you did the mitzvah, you can't make a bracha. But the Gemara learns it out from a pasuk that you have to make a bracha before you do the mitzvah. Kasher kitshanu b'mitzvah. What does that mean? Shaidei hamitzvah shem bechinas esrusa de lasata. Through the mitzvahs, which is basically the avoid of the Jew. Shenasim b'dvarim gashmi. You do a physical action with physical things. Tzemer, tefillin, shoklav, sukkah, lulav. Then it becomes nasa sedusa de la'ela. That's what we say. Asher kitshanu b'mitzvah v'tzivanu. When a person does the mitzvah, the physical mitzvah, whatever the ending of the bracha may be, so that is the avoid of the Jew. That brings down this sedusa de leila of Baruch Ata Hashem. Why Asher? Because kiddishanu b'mitzvah. In other words, why are you able to bring down the Ata Havaya Elokeinu? The Ata, to make Havaya Elokeinu, to make Melech HaOlam, is only because Asher because Kidshanu b'mitzvah. So we do it with the Serusa de Lasata, becomes this Sirusa de Leila, Vuli Eshe, the Kedusha Yeno, that he gets the Kedusha from above. Mitzvahs he's talking now, 1 second. Arkadeli is Kitshanu b'mitzvaysav. But in order to have Kitshanu b'mitzvaysav, Vitzivanu, Lias Sirusa de Lesata, but where do you get this awakening from below that can reveal the awakening from above? He said that's through the awakening before, which is the revelation that comes from above. Baruch Ata Hashem, that Hashem comes down. Nimsha Gili Avai Lamata Asher Kitshanu Asher Deizeh Kitshanu b'mitzvaysav v'tzivanu. In other words, Chachamim in the bracha planted the whole concept. There has to be this Baruch Ata from above to awaken us to be able to do the mitzvah. Then when we do the mitzvah, then we reach a level of bringing down the ultimate Ata Vayelukenu in a revealed way.
In comparison to studying Torah? Studying Torah?
Yes. And doing mitzvahs. Studying Torah brings down the godliness down here, correct? But what makes it effective in the physical world? Mitzvahs. Because mitzvahs deal with gashmistic thing. Therefore, you can't have Torah without mitzvahs or mitzvahs without Torah. You can't. Because it's a joint effort to bring Elokus down and the Jew going up. And then you come to the ultimate, the combination of Momayla Lamata, Momata Lamayla. Yeah.
So, Asher Kiddushan B'Mitzvotav. So, what stimulates Asher Kiddushan?
The Baruch Ata.
But that comes from above.
Yeah. So
Asher
but now we're
Kiddushan-
talking, their push comes from above to push you. Okay? But then you, through the mitzvah, you get to the revelation from above, which is infinitely greater than what the original push was.
So, the mitzvah is what is stimulating above.
But before that even, what gives us the koyach to do the mitzvah, that's an awakening from above, Hashem telling us to do it.
And is that compared to the 50th level?
In a certain way, yes. It's not the ultimate 50th level, because that level that we reach ultimately is really still greater than the Aveda that we could do. In other words, to paraphrase the famous story, when the lady said, what is the Rebbe, that when a Jew sighs in Australia, the Rebbe hears it, and the reality, Rabbi El says, was that why did the woman sigh? Because the Rebbe thought about her. It's not that the Rebbe is one who sighed. The Rebbe hears it. The reality is because the Rebbe thought about her, Gilui Momaylo, that's why she sighed.
The Rebbe connects to everybody's neshama.
Mm-hmm.
That particular neshama, Rebbe wanted to be specific.
Okay. What a Rebbe is, we don't know. To explain the Rebbe is impossible. Okay? But the Hakachainik is possible.
Yes.
Okay. So, people used to be shocked that the Rebbe remembered things, the person from how many years ago that he didn't see the person, what they're doing, all that, yeah? So, yeah, the Rebbe had a Reb J.B. celebration, very close to the Rebbe in France, in Berlin. They were very good friends, by the way. So, he said the Rebbe had a phenomenal, unbelievable memory. Okay, that's Yudum Mefusim. But there's another aspect. When somebody came over to the Rebbe saw your neshama. The neshama doesn't age. The neshama doesn't change. Okay, neshama does things, and there's things you see on the neshama. They tell us at Peilush Rebbe yesteryear that whenever anybody walked into him, he told you all your avedas. Right away, told you all your sins. One day, this guy, everybody knew sinned. Walked into the Rebbe, and the Rebbe didn't tell him a thing. His Rebbe didn't tell him a thing. So later, somebody asked his Rebbe, I understand, this guy, everybody knows sin. You didn't tell him his sins, and all the other people, the hidden sins, you tell? He said, I'll tell you what the story is. Everything's on the forehead, right? Like it says, a man was created in the image of Hashem. That's why the animals, it's a merchem v'chitchem yio kol chayasor. It's a passing bracious. It says in bracious and Noach, both places. Yeah, that the fear of man will be on the animals, right? That's what the Zohar explains. The miracle, Daniel and the lions. The Rebbe says in Tanya, but the Zohar says Daniel and the lions wasn't a miracle. The lion, Daniel was a tzaddik. They saw the image of God, and the pasuk says the fear of God will be on animals. When a person sins, what happens? So this image of God gets erased. So now the animal looks at you, he sees another animal. So there's no fear of God, fear of man on the animal, because now he just sees another animal. Yeah. So the Rebbe said that this guy comes in, and when a person comes in, all the verses are written on the forehead. But this guy, the night before he came into me, he did probably a Krishma Lamita, and he was crying his head off, and the tears washed away, cleaned the forehead. So when he came in, I thought I didn't see it. There are many Chassidim that didn't want the Rebbe to look at them because they was.
The fact that you stand in front of the Rebbe is not because you wanted the Rebbe called you
In a spiritual sense, not in a physical sense.
Right.
Yeah. Not physically.
Even physically.
Not physically.
Why?
There's a big chassid of Baruch Shifrin. See what? The Rebbe was standing there, whatever it was, the Rebbe was looking at him. And he said later that his whole thing was, when is the Rebbe going to take off his holy eyes, my chazash face? I couldn't wait for the Rebbe. It's pretty serious, I'll tell you something. When we came back from Australia, we went into Yechid. Before, the Rebbe, all the groups that went in before. So, we went to Yechid. So the Rebbe told Rabbi Chodakov that he wants the group that came back, the group going, and the group, the Friedeke, the previous group. So Rabbi Chodakov thought the Rebbe meant only the actual previous group. We're the third group, and the fourth group was going. So he thought the Rebbe only meant us, the third group, not the second and the first. So you come in, it's 12 guys, 6 and 6. The Rebbe says, who's in the Friedeke? We're the earlier ones. So Rabbi Chodakov said, these go, in Yiddish, these are going, these came. He said, but the earlier ones, right? Anyway, finally he got the point that the Rebbe wanted the first two groups to come. So we're standing there, 12 Bachrim, standing in front of the Rebbe in the Rebbe's room, and the Rebbe started looking at us. It was a disaster. I mean, the way the Rebbe is penetrating you, it's pretty embarrassing. Finally, the Rebbe had pity on us, he looked down. His looks, the Rebbe's looks are pretty scary. He sees straight through you. There's no